Hello, my name is Brenda. My channel is Handwork Maniac. Welcome. Today I have 4 new starts, a whole bunch of whips, a whole bunch of haul. Went to StitchWest, so some things about that. I'll do that at the end. It's my Flosstube anniversary. I'll talk about that later. But first off, I have some fabulous, family news. Andrew, my son Andrew, edits these videos for me. And he does such a fabulous job. He will put his contact information at the end if you are ever interested in getting some video editing done. But I just wanted to thank him for the fabulous job he does editing my videos. He's wonderful. And then my daughter-in-law Hannah has made some new Needleminders and new parking bobbins for her Etsy shop. I'll talk about those in a little bit. Her Etsy shop is SunshineMamasDesigns. Andrew will put that below, and we'll have a link in the description box as well. And my daughter Marie, Bossy daughter, the one with the curly hair, she has started her own Flosstube. So her channel name is Stitchy Marie, and we will also put a link to her first video. She's done 1 video so far, and I'll put a link below. I'm so excited about that. I think we'll still do some videos together every once in a while for fun, but now you can catch her on her own Flosstube channel. Congratulations, Marie. That's so exciting. Okay, I had 3 new starts at StitchWest, and then I started another one as soon as I got home. I don't know. We started to call it Startober, or I think that was Pam and Steph calling it Startober, and then we were calling, instead of StitchWest, we were calling it StartWest. It was a lot of fun. So let's do the new starts first. And this is a new bag from Tammy Blaylock, creative country girl, but her website is tammyblaylock.com. Andrew will put that across the bottom. She makes different size bags. I specially asked her to make this bigger sized bag so that my 11 by 11 Q-snaps would fit in here. I think this is around maybe 14 by 15-ish bag, or 15 by 15, but I think the colors are just gorgeous. And look at the trim she did. And on the handle. And she put a bee on it because she knew it was for me. She always puts a loop and a strap and a hook on the inside, so you could hook your scissors or your floss to it. And they're always completely lined on the inside. Gorgeous, gorgeous bags. So of course this new start had to go in this bag because it is Autumn Town by Autumn Lane Stitchery. And I thought they were perfect for each other. I started mine on 40 count Pear, and this is a very green Lakeside Linens Pear. Sometimes is brown and sometimes it's more green. This is the one that is more green. Started up in the top left corner. I'm using the called for colors. I did change a couple of colors. All the orange trees were supposed to be 740, DMC 740. It calls for like 2/3 740 and then just has a couple of specialty threads in it. But I decided to change the 740 to Gentle Arts Marmalade. And then this was supposed to be Glorianna Cherry Bark, all the red trees, but I couldn't find that. So I am using an overdyed cotton. Not Crescent Colors. Classic Colorworks Claret. No, Cupid. Sorry. Classic Colorworks Cupid. That's the one I'm using. And I think the rest is the called for colors. And it is 40 count pair, 1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads. My daughter-in-law, Hannah, that has the Etsy shop, SunshineMamasDesigns, these are the Needleminders that she brought to share at StitchWest. Isn't that cute? And I'm thinking she might have some for sale on her Etsy store because I think she had some left over. You'll have to check. And then these are the Needleminders that I made to share. I had several different colors of leaves and owls. And then I had a few buttons left from the last time I made Needleminders, but those are the ones that I brought to share. And Marie, when we unpacked and came home, my daughter Marie, because I had my daughter-in-law Hannah and my daughter Marie, Bossy daughter, were at StitchWest with me. These are the cute magnets that Marie made to share at StitchWest. And we started, there were several of us here local that get together sometimes that are starting Autumn Town. We all decided to start it, so we're having a little stitch along going. I should make a hashtag or something in case, because I know several of you are stitching it as well, including Steph at Just Keep Stitching. She also started, I know, in October, so that will be exciting. I'm excited to work on that one. I love that one. Oh, I'm making a mess already, and we're only 1 in. All right, another new start in this Rika bag. My family calls them Rika bags, Marie and I and my friends. House of Stitch and Stash. She was also at the StitchWest retreat, and she sold some smaller bags. In fact, I bought this one, is one of the ones she bought and sold. She had a table at the retreat and sold. She even made this for me while we were there. Look how beautiful that is. Rika at House of Stitch and Stash. Her Instagram is House of Stitch and Stash. Her YouTube channel is House and Stitch of Stash. Creative Country Girl also has a YouTube channel, Creative Country Girl, and her website is tammyblaylock.com. But this was the Rika bag that I bought at the retreat. House of Stitch and Stash. And then she also brought just a couple of these bigger formats like the ones she used to make. And I immediately said, I need that. I need to buy that right now. I think it's a French General fabric. How beautiful. And look at the beautiful inside fabric. And then the start, as you've probably already guessed, is My Home in the Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews. And yes, I have drawn picture lines. Liz, I'm so sorry. I drew pencil lines all over the picture because there are several of us that are doing it as a stitch along. And we were trying to divide it into 12 parts. So ignore the pencil lines. They're just dividing it into 12 parts. And we're going to do this one part a month, and we're starting at this corner up here. And if you were at StitchCon with us, Weekend B in June, we talked to several people about starting this as a stitch along. We're finally getting around to it. So if you were one of the people we talked to, feel free to stitch along with us. We need to come up with a hashtag. If any of you have a good idea, put it in the comments below so that we can all share on Instagram our progress. It calls for not another sampler fabric, but I did mine when I did a floss toss. The one I ended up liking the best was 40 count alabaster. So it's an off-white, but a cool off-white, kind of just a barely gray-blue off-white. I'm using the called for colors. It's all Glorianna silks. 1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads on the 40 count. And that is what I have done so far. I just think the colors are so gorgeous. Oh, I throw the pattern on the floor and then it doesn't get back in the bag. And I even remembered to put a project card by S. Ward Designs on Etsy in all of my new starts. Those are the 3 days that I have worked on it in 2021 so far. All right, another new start. This was an exclusive design that little Stitch girl made for us and handed out at the retreat, called Stitching with Friends. She gave us all a copy of the pattern. Isn't that nice of her? It is 100 by 100 stitches. And I pulled some threads out of the projects I had with me. I pulled some colors out of Star Village and out of My Home in the Garden that I just showed you. And I had bought Rika, House of Stitch and Stash, was also selling fabric that she dyed there. So I bought this fabric from her. It's 40 count, and she asked me to name it because it didn't have a name yet. And I said it looked like Barely Periwinkle. It is a very light periwinkle color. And these are all the colors that will be in it. These are the 5 that I chose. A couple of them are Glorianna silks, and a couple of them are Gentle Arts cotton. I'll put a list of what they are in the description box below. So that was fun. 1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads. And then my 4th new start was one that I did right after I got home. Last year, my friend Sharon, this is all Sharon's fault, started this pattern. It's a Heaven and Earth Designs. This says Autumn, but sometimes I see it called Autumn Cat. I don't know if it is still available on the Heaven and Earth Designs website, but that's where I got it. It is a full coverage, but it's in the shape of a cat. It's way cool. And I resisted last fall and all year. I bought it, so it'd be in my stash, but I resisted starting it until this week. Then I decided, after talking to Sharon, who was at StitchWest, that I just couldn't stand it anymore and I needed to start it. So I am doing it on this 25 count even weave in the color Moss. And I am using 1 strand of floss over 1 fabric thread. So it will be 25 stitches per inch. And I just got 2 squares done. 200 stitches is all that's there so far. And it is already gorgeous. Hannah, oh, and this was a needleminder I got from Fat Quarter Shop that I thought was perfect. Hannah, my daughter-in-law Hannah, that has the Etsy store, she makes the parking bobbins. Let me grab one. And sells them in her shop called Parking Bobbins. She puts a cute button on the front so that it is cute. And she puts a magnet on the back, and it comes with another magnet so you can magnet it to your fabric. And then it pops open and you can wrap if you use the parking method, when you do Heaven and Earth Designs, you can wrap the extra threads that you're not using around there and then stick it to the front. I usually have 2 or 3 on each project. She just made some new ones that are fall themed that are in her shop or will be momentarily. So I'm going to get 3 of those from her and put them on this project as soon as I see her. But her Etsy store is SunshineMamasDesigns, and these are called Parking Bobbins. All right, so that was all. I'm using the called for DMC. It's just a regular chart. It has about 88 colors. 1 strand of floss over 1 fabric thread. I think I already said that. Sorry. Oh, and this one is in a bag by Jordys Handmade on Etsy, I believe. And she was at StitchWest too. I got to meet her. Look at this beautiful bag. It's a different format, but it also fits an 11 by 11 Q-snap. And I love her bags. I think they're so, she had the most gorgeous ones there. Those are the 4 new starts. So next we'll do the projects that I've worked on since my last video, which in October I was focusing on all of my fall themed projects. So you might see a pattern. I don't remember if I worked on, well, maybe I did. Sometimes I work on Huckleberry Farm on Sundays. I think I worked on it once since I showed it to you last, so I'll show it to you. It's by the Blue Flower. It's called Huckleberry Farm. Mine is on 40 Count Elegance by Silk Weaver. And I was able to finish her down here, get this middle section started on the bird that's sitting on the bear's back. This is a stitch along with my friend Lonnie. And I am hoping to have this one done by the end of the year, which is in a gorgeous So Much to Love bag. I think it has the wider bottom. I want to say this is the medium size. I can't remember. It holds an 11 by 11 Q-snap. So it must be about 12 or 13 by 13 maybe. It's a gorgeous bag. This is another Rika bag that I bought from her a year or two ago. Her watercolor bag is gorgeous. It's got the yellow gingham on the inside. And as you noticed, this is Kingdom of Books. I bought my kit. This was a kit from a Russian company, Make It With Your Own Hands, that I bought on mybobbin.com. And it came fully kitted with 14 count Aida. I did not use the fabric that it called for, or that it came with, sorry. Mine is Caramel Cream by Vintage Needle Arts on Etsy. 18 count Aida. And I am not stitching all of this wood shelf background or this wood shelf underneath. I'm doing a few rows of this as a shadow to anchor it so it doesn't look like it's floating in the air somewhere. And then I just chose, and the caramel cream fabric is kind of this color. So I'm not going to stitch all this, but I am stitching just a couple of rows above each house so that there's a shadow and that you can see the white detail on the tops of the houses. The names on the books are in Russian, but if you translate the names, they're all books about the Netherlands. And if you look at pictures of the houses, which Andrew will put right here, that line the canals in the Netherlands, they look just like this. They're really tall, skinny houses, and they kind of look like books. So the artist, I believe, was basing this picture on the Netherlands because all of the books are about the Netherlands. My good friend Mary, who I also saw at StitchWest, hi Mary, was so nice and translated all the Russian titles for me into English, and I am stitching the English titles on the books. My friend Sharon is also stitching this, and she brought hers to StitchWest, and I forgot to bring mine so we could see them next to each other. What was I thinking? This was the September for this half of the book. This bottom half is for October, so I'll have that done by the end of the month. And see how I just have doing a couple of rows around here just to make the white stand out and give it a little bit of a shadow. And then I'm just doing a couple of rows of that bottom shelf down here. I might need to add more down here, but I'll wait and see if it's enough to anchor it. So it looks like it's sitting on something. That one is fun to work on. And I'm using the floss that came with the kit. One of my viewers commented and said that she asked what it was. I don't know if she asked mybobbin.com or if she asked the kit company and was told it was Presentia floss, but I'm not sure about that. I haven't verified that myself. This is a gorgeous bag by Cross Stitch Fancies. I met her at I bought this bag at StitchCon. She had them for sale at StitchCon. I know she has sold them at other retreats as well. And I think she was at the Midwest retreat, maybe. But her Instagram is Cross Stitch Fancies. It has a vinyl front, a little bit narrower of a piece of vinyl. This is Star Village by Thistles. I started this at StitchCon. This was my StitchCon start. It is on 46 count natural, I believe. And I think it's just by Zweigart. My good friend Kim, who lives in Cincinnati, gave me this Needleminder that says Keeps Peeps. I'm a keepsakes peeps. I'm so excited. She gave me hers and she said she would get another one. That was so nice of her. So I finished all the sky up here in the moon and started on this tree. This is the end of the pattern, so I just have a couple of houses to put in right here. Let's move this Needleminder. I love the pink flowers on that tree. I would love to have this done by the end of the year as well. And I think either Pam or Steph, now I can't remember, you guys. One of you, it seems like one of you are starting this one for October, during your starts in October as well. Or, oh no, maybe, I think Steph just bought the pattern. Maybe it was in Haul that you were showing it. Loving that one. I'm so loving that one. I bought all the, it's the Called for Gentle Arts threads. I bought them all at the Craft Gallery when I was there in Ohio in June. 1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads on the 46 count natural linen. This is a brass button, the Brass Button Shop on Etsy. Vinyl front. This one's a cute Halloween one. She has the cute zipper pulls. The back of it has, the inside fabric has spider webs. It's so cute. And this is Bump in the Night Farm. Bump in the Night Farm. It's the name of the guy who owns the farm, by Praiseworthy Stitches. I don't know if I'm going to do the words across the top. I'm not sure about that. It says from Ghosties and Ghoulies. But it's so cute. It's got all these darling little trick-or-treaters wandering around the farm. Lots of pumpkins. I love the house. This was all Rika's fault. Rika of House of Stitch and Stash, who was also at StitchWest. She was at StitchWest 2 years ago, and I saw her. She's doing Widow B&B by Praiseworthy Stitches, and she's also doing Churchyard Christmas by Praiseworthy Stitches. And I saw them, oh, and fell in love and needed to do one right this second. So I bought, I went to the Craft Center of Fine Stitchery. That's my L&S in Salt Lake City. They are wonderful. And bought this, they had this pattern, Bump into Night Farm, in stock. And I bought most of the threads for it while I was there that day and started it at StitchWest 2 years ago. I started up here with the barn. I'm working on the house. It is on 40 count Creek Stone by Silk Weaver. It was a piece of fabric I happened to already have and that I had just happened to brought to StitchWest with me. This cute pumpkin needleminders from the Fat Quarter Shop. This is a pin from Mesa Verde National Park. Yeah, National Park. And my husband took the pin part of it off the back and I glued a magnet to it. He and I went on a trip there for our anniversary a couple of years ago. All the called for threads that the pattern calls for, 1/2, 1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads on the 40 count Creek Stone. And I would love to have that one done by the end of October, but I don't know if that's possible. I need Jenny, the long dog stitcher, to tell me to get it done by the end of October, and then maybe I could do it. This was a new start. Oh, this should have been in the new start section because I started this since the last time I made a video. I think. No, maybe I showed it to you. Maybe I did. It is Magic Tree by Glorianna. And I had it in my stash because Marie and my friend Kim, we all thought it was fabulous, so we bought it. And then Marie started it and showed a picture of it on Instagram, and I was just like, wait, what? Are we starting? So I pulled mine out. Magic Tree by Glorianna. It's available from nitka.ru, nitka.ru in Russia. She sells it as a kit in a tube. And mine came, I bought both, this one and the Christmas tree. That's a similar idea, just different colors and Christmas themed. But I haven't started that one yet. This is the kit fabric. I don't know the name of it, but it feels like it's a 32 count. And this is what I have so far. Marie is way ahead of me. If you watch her Flosstube, you'll notice that she just has a little bit up here left to do. But I am loving this. Oh, I love the colors. I love the design. It's just gorgeous. And it is in a RoseHart Designs bag that I found on Etsy. RoseHart Designs. I'll show you the label right here. And look how gorgeous it is. It says, "Be happy." If I can get the glare off the vinyl. There we go. So it's a vinyl front bag. That "Be happy" is on the inside. And this is the back. Has a handle. I think I bought several bags from her. I'll show you some more in a minute, I think. And I think her regular bags are 14 by 14, but I think this one's more like 15 by 15 because she was making the panel fit. But both sizes fit an 11 by 11 key snap. They're gorgeous. This was another bag that I purchased from Creative Country Girl, TammyBlaylock.com. Another gorgeous bag. Here's the zipper pull. Sorry, let me turn it around. It's a bee and a bead. Also has the strap on the inside with a lobster claw, so you can hook things to it so they don't get lost. And in this bag, I have Autumn by Cricut Collection. Doing this one with my friend Sharon. We're trying to get this one done by the end of the month as well, of course. This needle minder is from Caterpillar Cross Stitch from her Hello Pumpkin Stitch Along last year, the year before. I think it was 2 years ago. This is what I have so far. This one has been so fun to work on. It is the called for colors, although this variegated that is on all these leaves is kind of rainbow leaf color variegated, but that's one strand of floss, one color of floss. I think it called for Autumn Bouquet, and I couldn't find Autumn. It's a Glorianna silk, so I bought Autumn Bounty, or else it called for Autumn Bounty and I bought Autumn Bouquet instead. But it was I thought it was the perfect color and it's worked out great. It's 32 count, some cream colored linen. I don't know what it is. 2 strands of floss over 2 fabric threads. This is the other bag that I got from RoseHart Designs. It's the same fabric on the inside as is on the back. Look how gorgeous that is. And I put this was it came with a So Much to Love bag that I had, and I thought it would be cute as a zipper pull on this one. This is Haunted by Misty Purcell, Luminous Fiber Arts. I'm just going to do these 3 up here and make them into little pillows. This was a gift from my friend Lonnie. It is on 18 count Ada, and it's something moon. I think it's Silver Moon. It's just a really light gray. And it's 2 colors of DMC, a Classic Color Works River Rocks, and a Weeks Dye Works Clockwork. So here's the first one that I finished, and here's the second one that I'm almost done with. Then I'll start on the third one. Two strands of floss on this one, on the 18 count Ada. I like 2 strands on 18 count. This is a bag that I actually sewed myself. How about that? Here's the inside. And this one is Friend Stitch. Came from the Friend Stitched Zoom Retreat. Friend Stitch. Words today. And it's called Let Joy In, I believe. I have changed this bird right here to a big pine tree, and I'm going to change this bird right here to another house. Just using these same colors in it. And then I added, because the house was already the dark green right next to it, I pulled another dark green, just a little bit darker, to do this tree. You'll see that in a minute. And this is on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha. I always magnet my pattern, and I usually have 1 magnet with the symbol legend and 1 magnet with the pattern on the project right next to where I'm working, so I don't have to look anywhere else unless I'm using Pattern Keeper, but I'm not on this one. This is what I have so far. This is that pine tree that I put in instead of that big black bird. The bird was fine. I just thought I would rather have a pine tree there. I'm using 2 strands of floss on this 32 count. And it is they gave us the floss as part of our kit for the Friend Stitch Retreat. This is another bag that I bought from Creative Country Girl, TammyBlaylock.com. Look how beautiful that one is. And again, I asked her to make these a little bit bigger for me. This is probably like a 14.5 by 14.5 or 15 by 15. I can't remember. I believe she has some of this bigger format on her website. She also has smaller ones. Again, this one has the lobster claw inside, so you could hook something to it, and a handle. Oh, here's the back. And she's also made this 17 by 17 bag that I think she will have on her Etsy shop soon. She told me she was making a prototype, and I said, and I want to buy one of those too. It has an extra pocket here in the front. So it's got this pocket in the front, this beautiful zipper pull. And then it also, oh, and it has a little zipper on the back for a little pocket in there. It's probably about this deep. And then it's got its main pocket on the inside with a matching zipper pull. Oh, with a cute little, let me get it turned around, a cute little flower on it. So then you have your inside of the bag with 2 lobster claws, which is the whole, and this will fit a 17 by 17 Q-snap if you have a really large project, or you just have a project that has a lot of stuff with it, or you want to take your knitting and your cross stitch, or your crocheting and your cross stitch all in the same bag, or you want to take 6 projects to a retreat. They probably all fit in this bag. This is a fabulous bag. So watch for her to have this soon on her Etsy store or on her website, tammyblaylock.com, or message her and ask her about it. Tell her you want one. Okay, I think all that's left is my stuff from StitchWest. It was so fun. It was in Salt Lake City, downtown in the Salt Palace Convention Center. Gorgeous place. It's put on by Snug Harbor Crafts. Deb and Keph at Snug Harbor Crafts ran the retreat. It was just lots of fun. It was just we had a smalls exchange. I did not participate in that. We got the chart from Little Stitch Girl. Otherwise, it was just stitch in the room, come and go as you please. We ate out. We had fun in downtown Salt Lake, walking around. It was gorgeous. Went to church at the old, my aunt used to live up by the Capitol building right there, and so her church is right there, and it's an old church that has the stained glass windows and the multicolored tile roof, the Capitol Hill ward. That was fun. We went to church there, and she has passed away, but we were able to go back and go to church in that building and remember memories from there. That was fun on Sunday. Gorgeous weather. The first day, Thursday, was terrible weather, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was just beautiful. Chilly but sunny. Oh, it's just gorgeous. We had so much fun. My table was the best table. In fact, we had a double table, and everyone at my table was the best table there. We had the most laughing, but I met so many people. Thank you so much for coming and saying hello to me, and I met a lot of people I hadn't met. I met Sammy J in person. I'd not met her before, and Sarah King, and Vicky, Stitch and Button, Rocio. I think Rocio was at StitchCon Weekend A, Kokohama Stitchery, but I didn't meet her until here at StitchWest. That was fun. I met Jordan of Jordys Handmade and her mother. So many. If I'm missing you, Jenny from Cricklewood Crossings was there. If I'm missing somebody, I'm so sorry. There were so many. It's hard for me to keep track of that many people. There were probably about 108 of us there, so that was so fun. And anyone who was coming that sold things could have a vendor table around the edge. So there was lots of shopping right in the room. And then we also you could go to Shepherd's Bush, which was close by. You could go to Stitchery Express Warehouse, which was close by. She has a website, but she has a more active Facebook group, Stitchery Express. And then there was a field trip that went to the Craft Center of Fine Stitchery in Salt Lake City. That's my LNS. I love them. Jamie is fabulous. I didn't make it over there because it's my LNS, so I figured I could go anytime I wanted, and I was at StitchWest and was too lazy to leave the table and drive over there, but it is a fabulous store. So while I was at Shepherd's Bush, they had this hands-on design first frost pattern. But what they did was they took this and put it in one long line, just framed it. It was a long row of houses. So they just put the 2 designs together and made it one long row. And they did their own conversion, which was in reds and greens, some gorgeous reds and greens. Classic Colorworks Pine Needle, Classic Colorworks Old Monkey, Classic Colorworks Red Currant, Weeks Dye Works Oyster, Classic Colorworks Cocoa Bean, Classic Colorworks Thundercloud. Those were some of the colors they used. So it was these gorgeous red and green colors. So I definitely want to do their conversion when I get to this. Thread Milk had a table at the retreat. I met her, Lori Wilson, I'm thinking. Had to get the little Utah pillow. She's doing all 50 states. Of course, I had to buy Utah. I think she has about 10 of them out so far, but she is going to do all of them. But you can find her at threadmilkdesign@gmail.com is her email. This is the statehood. Oh, right there in front of you, you're staring at it. threadmilkdesign.com. And this is the Statehood Splendor series. So I needed that. And I also bought one of her milk caps. Thread, I can never remember what these are called. Thread minders, thread bling. So cute. My lovely friend Sharon gave us all this thread holder, this beautiful scissors. It came with some comic book board to use for finishing and some finishing stuff. Thank you, Sharon. Emily at our table gave us all this cute little tin to put our orts in. It was full of treats. You can also stick Needleminders to it. Oh, I also bought this at the Thread Milk. Uh-oh. I dropped something. This necklace at the Thread Milk Designs table. You can stick your scissors in it and then wear it like a necklace. It's beautiful leather. And this was from my fabulous friend, these cute little La Needle Bird. One of the stitchers at my table. This, oh, this made me cry. My sweet, sweet friend, and she knows who she is, made this for me. I wish you lived next door, and I so wish we lived next door to each other. We're several states away from each other. But look how beautiful. Jan, the finisher at Keepsakes in Cincinnati, finished it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It feels full, like it's full of walnut shells. Jenny at Cricklewood Crossing had a table there. And she gave me this beautiful pin. And then I bought several thread minders. Whoa. And I was also gifted some. I bought this one at Shepherd's Bush. And this one. This one was a gift from a wonderful stitcher at StitchWest. I bought this one at Shepherd's Bush. This one was a gift from my wonderful friend at my table. Has a bee scap. This one was a gift from one of the wonderful stitchers at StitchWest. Thank you so much. I love this one. And she put an anchor on it for the StitchWest retreat. This one was a lovely gift from my good friend Stitcher from Pennsylvania. She also gave me some Pennsylvania chocolates, little chocolate buttons. They were delicious. They're already gone. I already ate them. This was one I bought from Snug Harbor Crafts. Deb at Snug Harbor Crafts also had some stuff on a table to buy. It's got an iron on it, and look at this beautiful threaded needle. And it also came with a needle minder, matching needle minder. Whoa. And this one, we were gifted this one from Snug Harbor Crafts with the anchor and these beautiful floss drops. All right. Oh, I bought two. No. These are from My Big Toe, but I bought them from one of the vendors. This one is anyway. But I bought it from one of the vendors at, and I'm trying to remember now which table I bought it at, but I can't remember. This scissor fob and this scissor fob. And then I received lots of lovely floss drops. This one's for Erica's Maleficent. She gave us floss drops. These beautiful ones from my good friend Shauna Marie. These from Julie. These, and I'm sorry I can't remember, one of the wonderful stitchers at StitchCon gave me these. These are from Amy, Mrs. Flossie. And then these are all the Needleminders that I either purchased or was given at StitchWest. We got two of these from the Basic Bunch, Little Stitch Girl. One of them's on the Little Stitch Girl pattern. You saw it. And then this is the other one. Look how cute that is. This was from my good friend at my table. Okay, I think that's all the things. I sure hope I didn't forget anything. This StitchWest was on my fall break this year, my fall break from my job. I work at a junior high, so I get fall break off. Thursday, Friday, Monday. And that was when I made my very first Flosstube, was during fall break. So I don't remember the exact day. I just know that I made it during fall break. So every time fall break comes up, I know it's my Flosstube anniversary. And this is my third Flosstube anniversary. It's been 3 years. I can't believe it. So I'm trying to decide what kind of a video to make for my Flosstube anniversary. So I thought maybe I'd ask you. I can either do, I have an under the bed box of all the projects I've ever finished but didn't ever frame or do anything with. They're just in a box, kind of like Pam's under the bed box from Just Keep Stitching. And mine is in one of those flat, big Rubbermaid under the bed boxes, but it lives on top of a high shelf up here. I could either go through that and show you all of those. Some of them you may have seen because I'll switch them out and put them on the wall up here when I change the season. Some of them haven't ever been up there. Or I could do an early whip parade and show you all of my, I think I have 30 something current projects. Work in progress, WIP whips. So let me know which one of those you'd like to see for my Flosstube anniversary, and I'll make a special video for that. Thank you so much for watching today. Don't forget to go check out Marie's new Flosstube, Stitchy Marie, Bossy Daughter, Hannah's Etsy shop, SunshineMamasDesigns, and my wonderful son Andrew will put his contact information at the end if you ever need a video edited. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.